And welcome into the Fun Astrology Podcast for Wednesday, September 25th. Thomas Miller back on Hump Day and still coming to you from the road. I wanted to elaborate a little bit on some of those Libra qualities that we have been busy to still wanted to circle back since Monday when the sun moved into Libra. But a couple of subtle aspects today that I thought I would point out. These are subtle energies. See if you feel them today. You could play with this today and see what comes up for you, because there are so many dominating energies right now, like what we talked about yesterday. And by the way, if you didn't catch the podcast yesterday, talked mostly about Jupiter, Neptune squared. It goes for a month, so go back and catch that. That's one of those not so subtle energies. But like one that the moon is in Leo, and today is in a trine with Jupiter, okay? So the moon moved into, I'm looking at 19 degrees at where I'm kind of parked right now at the moment, 19 degrees in Leo, moon, of course, being the fastest moving body around the wheel. And for today, we get a nice trine with Jupiter. So that's one of those subtle energies where you could feel your feelings just stronger and more solid, more alive, more squared up, more happy, more with direction, which would be a nice little subtle energy for a lot of us who have been going through this other stuff from the big three that just has been dominating almost everything, it seems. And just on that theme, I would really appreciate your prayers for a guy by the name of Pete in Atlanta. Buddy of mine, going way back into my television production days, they found a mass, huge mass in his lung. I saw on Facebook last night that he was rushed to the hospital. You know, it's just this kind of stuff that just, and the unsettledness in the, Washington, D.C. right now, it's causing so much angst for so many people. So just see if you can connect with that little subtle moon Jupiter. Take the expansion of Jupiter and the emotions and the depth and the reflection and the self-introspection of the moon, and see if you can put those together today. Okay, how about another one? Mars is in a same favorable relationship with Pluto. So let's go to the unconscious side of Pluto. Let's talk about the subconscious mind. If my Subconscious Mind Mastery podcast had a planetary avatar, it would be Pluto. And that's in a favorable relationship with Mars today. So let's see if you can punch your subconscious a little bit. In fact, that's a really nice tie between the moon and Jupiter, and then Mars and Pluto. That's a really cool little aspect that you could play with. So see if you can sense those subconscious connections of maybe things coming up. And, you know, this is where I would meditate today for sure. With those two alignments, I would spend some extra time in that just quietness, quiet down so that you can hear your inner voice, because it wants to speak today. That's what that alignment is saying to me. And then, you know, if you wanted to throw another one in, as so many people have been doing this work with moving toward their north node. And of course, if you don't know what that is, check out funastrology.com and go to the consults area and just take a look at what we're doing, because kind of bringing that to life. And as people are really getting what their soul blueprint path is, it is making such a huge difference. And that's Neptune trine the North Node. So you've got some extra support there for those of you who are working on that and know what that path is. You have some punch there as well. All right? So those are some of the subtleties and the big ones going on. We still have that big T-square that involves Mercury and Venus across from the big three and the North Node. That's tension, and that's bringing tension in all this karmic work, especially in relationships and our ability to love, like this lack of love that's going on in our nation's capital right now is a perfect example of this T-square. And it's all tensed up around communication. So there is the big three, Saturn, Pluto, and the South Node at work in tension with communication and love. And this thing, I'll tell you, when I look back at this aspect and just reflect on the transformation that takes place from this, I see these headlines and just have no idea where all of this could possibly go. But just if it's anything like what has happened before, there are transformative days. Like the picture we see 10 years from now probably will not look like what we see now. And I don't know what that means, but that's the history of it anyway. Well, shoot, I wanted to get to Libra today, and I don't want to take any more of your time. So let's kick the can one more day. We've got 30 days of it, so why not? We'll just talk about these other things. But as I saw the chart, I just was like, let's focus on these subtleties, because a lot of you are wanting to catch these energies. So see what you feel today. See if you pick up on it. See if it speaks to you in those ways that we were talking about, because those little swirly vortexes are around us for this Hump Day Wednesday. Have a great one. I'm going to go for a mountain hike later on, and I will see you back here for Thursday. Have a great one.